Good morning. Buckle up for the best answers to the question you've always been asking yourself, maybe. Girls who took notes using 50 different colored pens, where are you now? Do you still continue to write using all those colors? Unfortunately not allowed in the line of work I chose. So now I use 50 different colored post-it notes. Improvise, adapt and overcome. If I may ask, what line of work are you in that prohibits the choice to use different colored pens? I work in an office, so it's sort of a silly rule. However, it does look more professional, and blue/black ink is just better for scanning/printing purposes. Certain law school prep guides teach you to take notes on court opinions using different colors. 90% of first-year law students show up with 4 different color highlighters. By the end of the last year, few still use them. In legal practice I have developed color coding for notes of the cases I'm working on. I have not yet found a way to put a heart over the I in my filings. Save that for any judge with an I in their surname. Ooh www hello Ito-san. Look at my kawaii case file. Do you like donuts? I have some in my briefcase I can share with you. Ah. Oh look out. Don't get glitter on you. Oh, here, let me help. What's this? A new pen? For me? Bigiku. It's so big. Can I touch it? There's a PM at my company that does this. No idea how the hell she has the focus and time to take such detailed Technicolor dream notes during meetings, but I've never had a problem with getting any relevant info from her, so gotta respect note-taking game like that. Technicolor dream notes is the best phrase I've heard all day. Josie in the astounding Technicolor dream note. Jose the arousing Technicolor dreamboat. We all became bullet journalists. I moved that the term bullet journalists replace war correspondents. Does that mean wankers are Palm Pilots? Snaps fingers into finger guns, yes. Am I allowed to answer if I'm a guy? Because I ended up becoming the Excel guy in my office. All of my spreadsheets are exquisitely color-coded. Formatting an Excel doc and making it look pretty is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. The real trick is getting the conditional formatting just so. Then, when you enter new data, it's already color-coded. My grade 9 science teacher forced us all to do it. He said that by color-coding everything you understood the material better because you had to think about it longer to color-code it and understand what other things it was associated with. Not just zone out and go into transcribing mode. He also made us do end-of-unit study guides. They had to be color-coded, a set amount of drawings, and unit words and definitions. The drawings were doodles based on things in the unit. He would mark them and hand them back before the test, which was great because he knew if he needed to help us with something before we bombed the test. He was also a MMA fighter with cauliflower ears and not the type of guy you would expect to demand rainbow-colored notes. I'm a medical lab technician. I took notes with a million different colored pens in college, up until 2 years ago. I graduated at age 41. Just bought myself a nice new set of gel pens. Real talk, multiple colors really helped me categorize and compress complex ideas into things I could remember. It helped a lot in understanding the material and studying for tests. I'm a lab technologist and I studied the same way. Using the different colors to write important information really helped it stand out in my brain. Plus, anything that makes studying even a little more fun helps. I think they're teachers now, and yes, they still use all those colors. Yes, we are teachers now and yes we use all those colors. I'm a guy though. This is the proof that girls who used color pens will eventually become a guy. That's just science folks. I use different ink and highlighter colors to compensate for terrible ad. I work in a chemistry lab now. Sometimes I'll still use brightly colored pens to record my results for fun, but I don't ever switch between colors/color code anything anymore. All the different colored ink/highlighting helped me remember my notes come exam time, so now that I'm out of college, I don't need to switch between colors. I low-key miss color coding and taking notes sometimes, though. I still color code based on class. Each class has a color. This color includes the folder color, the pen color, the sticky note color that the assignments are written on and placed in my planner on the date they are due. I also teach intro statistics to undergraduates, where I also color code parts of the equations and the values that get inserted to the equation, so the students can see where the numbers come from more easily. Edit it to change kids to students. That was a poor word choice on my part. Apologies. You're my favorite type of math teacher. All of the teachers who used color to help me learn math were the ones who actually got stuff to stick. My wife did this when we were in school and she still loves using multicolored pens for everything she can. She even uses her own pretty colors for writing in the labels for things at work. You can always tell work that was done by her from everyone else's. A true ray of sunshine. R/so damn wholesome. Wish that was a real sub. I will never forget sitting in class and asking the girl sitting next to me for a pen, and she turns back to me with a straight face and says to me, "What color?" It me. Your username adds volumes to your comment. I am a med student now. Also, I am failing because I no longer have time to use fancy pens and prepare colorful notes for all my classes. Doctor here, the first week of med school was hell because I didn't have time to switch pens during lecture. I changed to typing my notes out and recording the lecture, and then highlighting the notes later with different colored highlighters, or rewriting if I had time. Which? Lol. Some note-taking programs were intuitive with changing up font colors quickly. I can't remember the program I used. This was on a Mac, and the icon was a unicorn. What was actually nice about this is that I could listen to the lecture again at my own pace, which was something I had never done before. My study group could pause and discuss confusing topics if we needed, or we could look up YouTube videos and stuff to help explain things better. Don't let med school dim your rainbow. I work in an office setting now and do still like to use different colored pens for things, if the situation allows it. I don't know if this will make sense to anyone else, but I love colors. I especially like the idea of colors being associated with ideas, personalities, names or themes. Oh, today is Monday. I think orange is a good Monday color. Pink is Friday. Green is Wednesday. I love how Windows 10 allows me to change the colors of tiles so that my computer seems more like me. I am constantly changing the colors of my Apple Watch face. I dunno. I think I have a problem. ETA, the thoughts and discussions being shared here have been very interesting and eye-opening. Thanks for the silver as well. Smile. I do just want to add that I am fairly certain I do not have synesthesia. I know someone that does, and from my very limited knowledge of it, it isn't a voluntary association of colors like mine probably would be. I always automatically like to associate stuff with color or mood, but I don't know that it happens involuntarily. Think of what I do as more of what happens in the video game Persona 5, where each character has a color associated with them intentionally. I love that kind of stuff. I have a few friends that do that. One of them is studying to be a doctor. Move the colored pens to a tablet to easily switch colors. Another wants to become a sign language translator, keep forgetting the actual term. Puts on a different color of gloves. Her lab coat is tie-dyed, so I wouldn't be surprised. Lol. I'm a high school English teacher and there's a big correlation between note-taking skills and success in my classes. Color coding notes definitely helps. Wait, what? Teachers do approve of it? My teachers used to tell me I'd fail either high school and/or higher education because I was wasting too much time on my colors. An autocorrect induced typo that apparently is telling beyond reasonable doubt that I don't know my grammar. A guy classmate of mine did this. One of the smartest in the class. His notes were fantastic. He's an engineer now and has a great family life from what I see on his FB. Cool guy. Jason, if you're reading this, you rock, my dude. I'm becoming a robotics engineer and just have 2 more years of school left, and color coding never worked for me. I prefer pen and pencil. I actually do. I'm now a professional scientist and it makes my lab notebook pretty, plus frankly often it's really helpful to have multiple colors. I also like having a bunch of colors for seminar speakers because it somehow keeps me more interested to choose a different color for a different speaker. Honestly though, the core reason is the main reason I enjoy multiple colors is because I often feel the secret to success against procrastination is negotiating with your inner 5-year-old. Okay, you need to write these notes, but if you do, you can choose what color to write them in. You might as well find a little happiness in the world where you can. Do you also color code your lab notebook binding colors? That's a hugely popular thing to do in my lab, haha. Still in PhD program, but the goal is to use each color of lab tape to mark a notebook before you leave. Most people end up with 5 to 6 notebooks, and it looks awesome walking through the bench rows. I'm one of those girls currently in college. I don't do it because I'm organized or anything, I just effing love buying pens/markers and otherwise I can't pay attention to my notes. It's aesthetically appealing to me, which immensely helps encourage me to actually take notes. And I also tend to color code things like vocab, Stressed points, chapter titles/sections, etc. makes it a lot easier to study. This is how I got into lettering and calligraphy. Give it a try if you can, then you can buy more pens and markers. This reminds me of a girl in one of my college classes. It would be inaccurate to say she took notes. She took transcripts. She would write down everything in class. Everything the teacher said, every quote from the book that we read. Even every rabbit trail the class went down, she'd be taking meticulous notes, including asking students for their first and last names so she could attribute the quotes properly. Our midterm exam was a 10-page paper. She spent 30 hours on hers and got a 97%. I spent 2 hours on mine and got a 93%. I was much happier trading that 4% of my grade for 28 hours of my life. She probably got a lot more out of it than 4% of a grade. Like, knowledge and stuff. The reason you're in class. That being said, I would probably also choose the 2-hour 93%. This isn't supposed to be snide. I just like to remind people that the point of classes is not to get an A. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.